Hello, this is a short video on how to pay for GitHub services with different payment methods, why you might consider an Azure subscription if you are a customer of Microsoft, and how to configure that Azure subscription in your organization account. This video is targeted for administrators or leaders of small teams that are maybe using a GitHub free or GitHub Teams plan, or even a GitHub Enterprise plan, but might not be aware of how exactly they're paying for it. If you haven't watched the previous video on upgrading from free to Teams to Enterprise, please make sure to watch that. So there are different ways to pay for GitHub services. There are four main categories of payment. A credit card for your personal use, or you can connect a company credit card. A PayPal account, this is typically used in more personal cases. An Azure subscription, as described, if you are a Microsoft customer, this is recommended, and we will discuss this in a moment. And contractual licenses, so you can decide to pre-commit to a certain number of licenses, say 20 or 50, and be invoiced for those licenses either directly through GitHub, Microsoft, or a reseller of your choice. So now let's talk a little bit about Azure subscription linking and who it is targeted for. Azure subscription linking is targeted to customers that either have an organization, so an organization you can assign different types of services such as GitHub Copilot, advanced security, and you can have additional repository for your teams, or a GitHub Enterprise, which allows you to have much more features, including governance and SSO configuration, amongst many. So if we collapse our organization or GitHub Enterprise, regardless of the plan that you are on, you have the ability to connect an Azure subscription. An Azure subscription is relatively easy to set up, and there are different advantages. It's used for all GitHub products, just as all payment methods are. But one of the important things is that if you do have special discounts applied to your consumption in a subscription, those discounts apply on GitHub services as well. So you would benefit of that. And then the third point is a centralized view for billing. So you have the billing for your GitHub, which is a cloud service, centralized and aggregated alongside your other Azure costs. Now let's take a quick look on how to configure an Azure subscription for my organization or team. I have an organization here called Eldrick Free Org, that is my name, and I want to add an Azure subscription to this free organization. So we might not be paying for advanced features like SSO, which would be available to an enterprise, but maybe I want to start assigning GitHub Copilot and want to pay with that through my Microsoft Azure subscription. The way to do this is very simple. I will navigate to Settings, and from my settings page, I will navigate to billing and licensing. Here I have the option of manipulating or adding a payment information or payment details. I already have my billing information set up, and you can see that I in fact don't have any payment method. If I scroll all the way down, I have the ability to add an Azure subscription via Azure. I can select this, and I will be redirected to my Microsoft portal. I would ideally log into Microsoft with an account that is an owner of the Azure subscription that I want to connect. In this case, I have a system administrator account, which is an ideal owner. After selecting my system administrator account, I will see the list of subscriptions that I have owner access to. In my case, I have access to one, so I can select that one. I can accept the conditions of connecting and decide to connect. Great. Now, if I want to add a payment method, I can come in here and add different payment methods for other methods, such as credit card or PayPal. And if I wanted to either upgrade my plan to a team or sign up for GitHub Copilot, I could navigate to licensing on the left here, which is what I clicked on, and I can sign up for GitHub Copilot.